You do not need a large amount of equipment to dress a wound properly. You only need a relatively small number of carefully selected items, which must be used correctly. In this video, I will show you the supplies that are always useful to keep in a wound care kit at home. I also invite you to watch another video available on this YouTube channel, in which I demonstrate step by step how to dress a wound correctly. The first rule is, of course, always to work safely and with clean hands. Wash your hands thoroughly or, alternatively, always keep a standard alcohol-based hand sanitizer available. The first item to keep at home is a pair of medical gloves. Gloves can be made of latex, nitrile, or vinyl. Standard non-sterile disposable gloves are generally suitable for home use. If you are allergic to latex, choose an alternative material, such as nitrile. I also recommend keeping small, single-use vials of saline solution available, for example 5 or 10 milliliters. Saline is simply a sterile solution of water and salt, with a concentration that is compatible with the tissues of the human body. It can be used, for example, to rinse a wound gently and remove blood, dust, soil, and small pieces of debris. Once opened, a saline vial should be used only for that particular dressing change and then discarded. Even if some solution remains, you should not keep the open vial for use over the following days because its sterility can no longer be guaranteed. Here is an additional tip. Once the wound is relatively clean, I suggest taking a photograph with your phone and saving it so that you can compare it with photographs taken during subsequent dressing changes. Having an initial photograph of the wound may also help your doctor if the wound does not appear to be healing normally. After rinsing the wound thoroughly, you will need sterile absorbent gauze pads. The most useful sizes to keep at home are generally 5 for 5 cm and 10 for 10 cm. Smaller gauze pads are suitable for small wounds, while larger ones can be used to cover a wider area or when you need to absorb a greater amount of blood or saline solution. Always check that the gauze packaging is intact and that the product has not expired. A gauze pad remains sterile only for as long as its packaging is closed and undamaged. When opening the package, remember to hold the gauze by its edges. Avoid touching the central area with your fingers, as this is the part that will come into contact with the wound. The next item is an antiseptic. I personally recommend using a non-alcohol-based antiseptic spray because alcohol applied directly to a wound can not only cause a burning sensation but may also irritate the tissues and delay healing. The antiseptic can be poured onto a sterile gauze pad, taking care not to contaminate its central area. Alternatively, you can use a sterile dressing set, which often includes a pair of forceps. In this case, you can pour the antiseptic directly onto the swabs included in the set. I find antiseptic sprays particularly practical. Simply hold the nozzle approximately 20 centimeters away from the area being treated, making sure that it does not touch the wound. This also reduces the risk of contaminating the container. After spraying the antiseptic, allow it to dry for a few seconds. If you apply the dressing too soon, it may not adhere properly to the skin and will come off more easily. Regardless of the type of antiseptic you use, always make sure that the skin around the wound is dry. Only then should you apply the dressing, pressing firmly around its edges so that it adheres properly and remains securely in place. Once the wound has been cleaned and disinfected, it must be protected and isolated from the external environment. To do this, we use adhesive dressings, which are available in many different types. What I am showing you now is an adhesive dressing supplied in a roll, which can be cut to the required length. This type of dressing is practical and can be quickly adapted to wounds of different sizes. Simply use a pair of scissors to cut it to the desired length. Once it has been cut, open it carefully and avoid touching the central padded area, as this is the part that will come into contact with the wound. There are also other types of dressings, which I personally prefer, that are individually wrapped in sterile packaging. These dressings are also available in different sizes, so you can choose the most appropriate one for each situation. Once you have opened the package, handle the dressing carefully and never touch its padded section. The main advantage of these dressings is that they are adhesive on all four sides and therefore provide better isolation and protection for the wound. This other dressing, which is a different color, is also sealed on all four sides but has the additional advantage of being waterproof. This means that, if necessary, you can also take a shower while wearing it. Once the dressing has been applied, do not worry if you notice a few small creases. Stretching the dressing too tightly can irritate the skin, cause discomfort, and may even lead to the formation of small blisters. Some wounds produce more fluid and make the dressing wetter. In these cases, it may be useful to apply additional gauze pads, such as the 10 for 10 cm ones I showed you earlier. To secure the gauze over the sterile dressing, you can use another type of adhesive tape, which is also supplied in a roll. This tape is not sterile, but that is not a problem because it is used only to hold the gauze over the dressing and will not come into direct contact with the wound. Once again, cut a piece of tape to the required length and open it lengthwise. Be careful, as this material can easily stick to your hands. Once it has been fully opened, you can place it over the gauze pads and press it gently onto the skin. Again, do not worry if a few small creases develop. Pulling the tape too tightly across the skin may cause irritation. The final items to keep in your wound care kit are self-adherent elastic bandages, which are available in various sizes. The widths I recommend most are 2.5 and 5 centimeters. These bandages adhere to themselves, so you do not need adhesive tape to secure them. Although they are elastic, take care not to wrap them too tightly around the area being dressed. I sincerely hope that you have found this video useful. I have deliberately avoided mentioning specific brand names, but you can ask your pharmacist for advice about the products that are commercially available. Thank you.